Hello everyone, this is Endgame Arts with another box, another offline product game review. This is Sonic Origins Plus for the PlayStation 4, but being played and tested on my PlayStation 5. To jump right into it, this physical copy here is just a collection of several Sonic games on one disc. Those Sonic games are Sonic 1, Sonic CD, Sonic 2, and Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles all on one disc. Now this collection does come with the update version 1.05 already on the disc, but sadly there was an update available. This update size was 750 megabytes big when taken to version 2.0 since the time making this video. Now like always, I play all my games completely offline with an unregistered account, and though my experience wasn't 100% complete flawless, I did fully beat the game, get everything, got all the Chaos Emeralds, got everything through the game, through each individual game, and completed them. And as well, I was still unlocking trophies with my unregistered account. Now, if you immediately notice, this does not include the 16 classic Sonic games, which is basically Game Gear Sonic games. That is on the redeem code. And again, as I always said, those redeem codes is first come, first serve. If you want to redeem it, please go right ahead. I don't want the content. But please keep in mind, redeem codes are region locked, so if my region code is from the US PSN account, so you would need a US PSN account to redeem that code. Just keep that in mind. As I said, I did play all of them. I didn't do the mission because I didn't even realize that was a thing. There's a mission category where it allows you to play all the games as one continuous story. I didn't even realize that was an option until after I beat all of them, and I didn't bother to go ahead and go through that because I've already beat each one individually. And you do unlock a certain modes like the mirror mode and boss rushes and stuff like that. So there is a slew of extra content after you've beaten each individual campaign in each game. But as I said, my experience wasn't flawless. I did have one major hiccup, was that Sonic 3's boss fight with Knuckles had some weird issue where every time I played as Hypersonic and beat Knuckles, the game would lock up and wouldn't allow me to progress. It would just stay on one screen. It wouldn't move the screen over. I did it 3 times as Hypersonic, and it did it every single time. But once I just went ahead and just regularly beat him as a normal Sonic, it immediately worked. It was the first time. And I went through it again and beat him as normal Sonic, and it worked. I don't know what kind of bug issue it is. If you beat Knuckles in Sonic 3 as Hypersonic, I guess it just locks up and doesn't let you progress the story, which is very odd. Other than that, there was no really big other issues other than certain other things like the barrel of doom from Sonic 3, where there's a special little barrel in the carnival area where you have to do this bouncing up and down. Well, some people can get extremely stuck in that situation. I'll tell you right here and right now how to solve that issue. It's just stand on top of the middle of the barrel whether you have tails with you or not, and just keep looking up and down in motion of the barrel to make it bounce. A lot of people think you need to jump. Don't jump. Just keep looking up and down, up and down. Eventually the barrel will go swing so low that you can be able to jump off of it. Just to help you out there real quick. Now, there's no other really big issues I had. I did notice the Sonic music is a little different. It wasn't that bad for me. I still enjoyed it, but I could see some people not liking it just because it's not the original. As well as I want to point out, you still can play the original games in this collection, which is extremely nice, but the adventure mode, the added expanded version they did, got rid of certain aspects. They got rid of the extra guys in the newer mode you can play as, which has got like widescreen support and everything. And as well as you allow you to play other characters than just a Sonic. You get to play as Tails and Knuckles and previous games that you never were able to, which again is really cool. Now, instead of extra guys, you unlock star coins, and these coins could be used as currency to unlock more like concept arts and stuff like that, as well as it is sort of like your extra guys, but you don't lose them when you die. It's when you do the special mode challenge to get one of the Chaos Emeralds. If you fail the challenge and you use one of those coins to give yourself another try, which is again is really cool and very helpful for people who might be having a struggling with that. I do want to point out, if you want to get Supersonic and Sonic 2 really easily, once you gather up 50 coins and hit a checkpoint, you'll be able to do the challenge to get a chance to get a Chaos Emerald. Do the challenge, beat it, and then hit your options button, go to restart, and it'll restart the level, but you'll still have the Chaos Emerald. So just restart it, go back to that checkpoint, have 50 coins, do the challenge, get the second emerald, hit restart, do it again. You can repeat it over until you got all 7 Chaos Emeralds, and then boom, you can play Supersonic right from the beginning of Sonic 2. It only works with Sonic 2, just keeping that in mind. Overall, this collection isn't bad, it's just disappointing. I want to point out that the fact that none of the content is on the disc in terms of the extra content. It's all in a redeem code, which is extremely disappointing, and what's more aggravating is though these games are neat and I'm glad to have a physical copy, the biggest issue is that Sonic has had several collections, both physical copies and digitally available, or special hardware that has Sonic games. So it's very disappointing that this only comes with 4 of the Sonic games when there's really just a ton of them available, and not just the main number ones in the series. So it's very disappointing. So in my personal opinion, this is a very disappointing physical copy. And it's one other really thing that really irked me is that there's an extra character you unlock if you use the redeem code, and that's Amy. While I don't mind the fact that Amy is not like part of the original series, I think they should have added that character for free. I don't really like saying I want free stuff, but since there is no female character in the Sonic group, you only have Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, I think you should have at least added Amy for free as an update or something like that, than charging for her, or you have to require to use a redeem code to get her. It should have just been a standard free update to unlock Amy. I don't know what, just my personal opinion. Now, if you maybe had like Rogue the Bad or Blaze the Cat and Shadow the Hedgehog, okay, I get it. You want to charge money for those characters, but Amy should have just been a free added character to the roster, in my personal opinion. But this entire collection is pointless, and regardless, because all the extra game content is on a redeem code. So physically, this is a very disappointing physical copy. It still plays, and I still had a good time. I still had fun gathering up all the Chaos Emeralds and beating the Sonic games all over again. I love Sonic games. I played them all, and coming back to this was very nostalgic of going back and playing the originals back in the day. And while, as I said, there's just so many physical copies out there from PS2 to PS3 to special little softwares or emulation that you can just easily get these games and get the widescreen support and everything. So it is just a disappointing physical copy. Sadly, this is the only version of Sonic Origins Plus, so it's not like a resell of the Sonic Origins. This is the only physical copy at the time, so it's not the worst product, but it's still extremely disappointing in terms of physical collection, physical preservation, everything on the disc, and it just seems so I hate to use the words, but half-assed, because there's so many physical collections out there of Sonic games, so it's just like, why do they rush this? Why do they feel like they had to get this out there and have so many bugs and issues and tweaks that needs to be done because they rush it out the door, and this other slew of issues between the game? It makes no sense. And I've heard some bad things about the Game Gears, where there's audio problems with even if you redeem the code and get the Game Gear versions of the game. So that's really disappointing. If you want to play the original games, they're available and they're still fun, but you can easily play these games almost any other console generation, any handheld, or just emulate it if you want to. It's easily available to you. So like always, thank you all so much for watching. I try to leave links down in the description if you're interested in a copy. I highly recommend just waiting to get a used copy. Wait for it gets down like $20, maybe less if you want to. If you've already got several physical copies of Sonic collections, there's literally no reason to pick this up unless you're just a die-hard Sonic fan and just want to add it to your collection. But in my personal opinion, it's not the worst product in the world, but it is a fairly bad product compared to what is available and what they did with this collection. And there was really no reason to rush this out the door. This could have been a really good, complete collection of all classic Sonic games on one disc, but last they ruined that opportunity. So again, thank you all so much for watching. Now I'll see you guys in the next unboxing video. Bye-bye!